Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, here to bring you live coverage of today's high school baseball game between the visiting Falcons of Cambridge, Rindge, and Latin School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. Brookline riding high, coming off their first win of the season, narrowly holding on to beat Weymouth 8-7 just yesterday here at Warren. Those of you who follow my streams, you know how exciting that was, and it projects to be another exciting one today. Cambridge looks like a potentially tough opponent. From what I heard, it seems they may have beaten Newton South, a team that bested Brookline 7-1 on open day. So on paper, this looks to be a tough opponent for the Warriors. I'm going to very quickly try and go through the lineups because it looks like I may have started this later than I should have. We'll start off with Cambridge. Leading off for Cambridge Rindge, starting off the right fielder, number 14, Jaden Ballou. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 2, Dante Christie. Batting third, the shortstop, number 4, Lou Targoff. The cleanup hitter, the center fielder, number 15, Emmett Wiley. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 6, Gerald Banks. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 17, John Kim. Batting seventh, left fielder, number 10, Dasan Mosley Santos. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 13, Jiamong Wang. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 3, Joe Schifferdecker. And not batting, but taking the mound for Cambridge today, number 18, Owen Van Bever. So that is the lineup for the Cambridge Falcons. Ballou in right, Christie the DH, Targoff at short, Wiley at center, Banks at first, Kim at third, Mosley Santos in left, Wang behind the plate, Schifferdecker at second, and Van Bever on the mound. As we finish up the warm-up throws, I'll have to give the full Brookline batting order in the bottom half of the inning. But I will tell you that starting on the mound for Brookline today will be number 10, Eli Rothman. Aside from Rothman stepping into the lineup to replace yesterday's starting pitcher, Jack Martell, the batting order and, fielding assignments all exactly the same as yesterday against Weymouth. So if you got your cards, if you got your scorecards from yesterday, if you keep scorecards, then you already pretty much know what Brookline's lineup is. Just swap out Martell for Rothman. Here we go. First pitch of the game. Swung on and missed, and that will be strike one. Pitch number 2 is sliced foul and out of reach. 0-2. Jaden Ballou, the leadoff hitter, facing an 0-2 count against Rothman. Here comes the pitch, and it reaches out. It's a grounder. It's fielded by Keenan Sawada, thrown to Connor Jernigan at first for the 4-3 groundout. That was more of a defensive swing from Ballou. You could tell there was some hesitation to it. He did get his bat on the ball. Credit to him on that, but couldn't place it well. And so it results in the first out. Now batting designated hitter, number 2, Dante Christie. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. 1-0. Also comes in low, ball 2. So nothing but strikes against Ballou in that 3-pitch at bat, and now nothing but balls so far to Christie. That pitch is in there for strike 1. Eli Rothman, so far this season, the only Brookline pitcher who has seen the mound and not given up a run in his appearance, as he now gives up a grounder. It's chased down by James Dielchen Derrickson at short, but he beats the throw. An infield single for Christie as he hustled down that first base line on a deep grounder I mean, Dialch and Erickson had to chase that one down, so that was far from routine. And Christie made it even more difficult to reach first. One out runner at first. First pitch to Lou Targoff. Comes in high for ball one. Like I said, Rothman, he had a 2-inning relief effort at the end of the game against Wellesley last weekend. Gave up no runs. He throws back to first. Of course, by the time Rothman got on the mound, the game was kind of already out of hand. Brookline wound up losing to the Raiders 9-2. Christie leads up from first. The pitch is sliced at the backstop. Strike one. Lou Targoff, number 4, the shortstop and third hitter in the order for the Falcons. He's got a runner on first with one out. 1-1 is the count. Pitch. Misses. Just high and away. Ball 2. Christie taking a sizable lead off from first. We've already seen a couple of throwbacks as this one comes in high for ball 3. A hitter's count to Targoff. Rothman checks on Christie at first and delivers. Runner takes off, and it's a strike, but it's also a successful steal for Christie. So count is full. But now a runner in scoring position with one out. Payoff pitch is sliced over the backstop, and Targoff stays alive. Again, the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout for Rothman as he gets a very critical second out. I mean, if that results in even a walk, you got 2 runners on with only 1 out for the meat of the lineup. You don't want to be in that situation, as now his first pitch to Emmett Wiley is skied out of play for a foul ball. Emmett Wiley, number 15, the center fielder and cleanup hitter for Cambridge Rindge today. Dante Christie at second, 2 down. Pitch, that skips in low. That'll be ball 1, but it is blocked by the Brookline catcher, Ben Doktoroff. Doktoroff is now the first catcher to start more than 1 game for Brookline here in their 5th game of the season. Pitch, and he gets a piece of it, and that'll be a foul ball for strike 2. Christie was taking off either at the sound of the bat or the ball skipping away from Doktoroff. I mean, it is 2 outs, so you run on contact, so that's the sound of the bat, you go. But it ends up just being strike 2. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's dropped by the catcher. He runs down first, but it's not going to be in time. 2 big strikeouts from Rothman. Shut down the early Cambridge threat. A runner is stranded at second as we now head into the bottom of the 1st inning. Now as Owen Van Bever, number 18, takes the mound for the Falcons. Let's get a look at the starting lineup for Brookline. Like I said, identical to yesterday's lineup with the one exception of Rothman replacing Martell on the mound and in the 5 spot in the hitting order. But let's take a look at it anyway. Leading off, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Batting second, the shortstop, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. Batting third, the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 24, Connor Jernigan. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. Batting eighth, I've actually got my order mixed up. I made too big of an assumption. I'll correct in a second. Batting eighth is the catcher, number 22, Ben Doctoroff, and batting ninth is the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. But actually, batting Thursday is not Siegel. It's the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. Siegel instead batting 6th, while Engelman will be batting 7th. So to correct myself, it is Sawada at second, Dielchen Erickson at short, Villa in left field, Jernigan the first baseman, Rothman on the mound, Siegel in right, Engelman at third, Doctoroff behind the plate, and Kravitz in center. My apologies there. I thought I could simply, Control X, Control V over here, or Control C, Control V, depending on whether you prefer to cut or copy. But a few changes were made. It is still the same group of players, but a slightly different order. That said, the leadoff hitter is still the same as he comes up to the plate. This is the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada had a nice game yesterday against Weymouth, finished 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 steals, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Van Bever, the southpaw, brings his first pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Sawada showed bunt at first, but pulled it back. You don't face too many lefty pitchers at the high school level, so this will be an interesting experience for the Warriors. The 0-1 pitch makes contact. It's a hard grounder over second, fielded cleanly, and thrown cleanly for out number 1. A routine play from second baseman Joe Schifferdecker, thrown to first baseman Gerald Banks. Now up, the shortstop, number 21, James Dielchen Erickson. First pitch from Van Bever misses outside, ball 1. Yesterday, Dielchen Erickson went 1 for 4 with a steal, 2 strikeouts, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. Pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. One of the interesting things about Dielchen Erickson, when you look at his batting average, it's not going to represent every time he got on base, and I don't just mean with walks. I think he's actually reached on error, I think 2 or 3 times already this season, as that one's in there for strike 2. Because, sometimes with Dielchen Erickson, he kind of forces those errors in a way. Like with that crazy bunt play he had in the first inning yesterday. This one's a grounder over third, fielded cleanly, and thrown to first for out number 2. So third baseman John Kim makes that play. And just like that, two down and nobody out, up to the plate comes the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. First pitch curves low for ball 1. Daniel Villa was hitless coming into yesterday's game, but then he went off 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. His average shot up from 000 to 333 in a day. As this time he makes contact, it's a grounder, it's deep to the shortstop, throw to first, it skips away. Villa's going to take off for second off the error. Throw down to second, and he slides in safely. That one is hard to score. There's definitely an E6, but do you score the initial hit as hit? Either way, now up at the plate is the first baseman, number 24, Connor Jernigan, and he takes ball 1. So a runner on second with 2 outs now here in the bottom of the first. Van Bever the pitch to Jernigan, and he slices this one high. This one's going to stay in the infield. It's being tracked by Banks, and oh, he dropped it! He dropped it! Oh, but they're going to call interference. And Jernigan checking to make sure Banks is okay. Everyone being a good sport about it. That was a zany play to end the first inning. I mean, you could tell Jernigan was sort of trying to get it. I don't think that was intentional interference. It's just the pop-up landed right at the first base line where Jernigan was running. And so, like, he dodged towards the field, I guess because he didn't know which way Banks was tracking the ball, because Banks had to come back to his right at the last second. So when Jernigan tried to dodge, he dodged right into Banks. And they collided, and Banks ended up dropping it. I mean, it's the right call to call runner interference there. You know, I'm sure Brookline fans aren't happy that the inning is over and they don't get a run out of that, but I mean, it's the right call. What can you do? So both teams strand a runner at second in the first inning, and through 1, our score is 0-0. So it'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up really for both teams this inning. For Cambridge, that means Gerald Banks, John Kim, and Dasan Mosley Santos. What's really interesting is that between the two teams, through the first inning, nothing left the infield. Now up to the plate, the first baseman, number 6, Gerald Banks. First pitch from Rothman is sliced foul. Brief reminder to all fans, whether you're a fan of Brookline or Cambridge, if I'm pronouncing anyone's names wrong, please let me know in the live chat. You know, I want to give these young men the best coverage I can. As Banks hits a dribbler foul down the third base side, that'll make it a quick 0-2 count. O2 pitch is outside for ball 1. Rothman gets the pitch he likes. Staring in, and now here comes the 1-2 pitch. Just low, ball 2. Now the 2-2 pitch. He reaches out and fouls it off, stays alive at 2-2. Rothman's been doing an effective job at getting batters to chase. You know, he got his 2 strikeouts at the end of the first on batters chasing low pitches, and he got Banks chasing on that one, but didn't get the strikeout. 2-2 pitch again, and this time gets him chasing for strike 3. Make that 3 straight Ks for Eli Rothman between the end of the first and the start now of the second. Now coming to plate, the third baseman, number 17, John Kim. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. John Kim, of course, a name that Brookline baseball fans will be familiar with. That was the name of one of the former players here in Brookline whose family moved out to California. As this John Kim swings and misses for strike 1. But hey, shout out to the Kim family out in California. 1-1 pitch is sliced over the backstop. Strike 2. One and two the count. And this one comes in the dirt. You know, good block by Doctoroff, even if it makes no difference because there's no runners on. Count is 2-2. And a late swing, and he sends it foul. I mean, you can tell Rothman's pitch is not the fastest, but he's making these batters look foolish. Like they don't seem to know where the pitch is going to land. Another 2-2 pitch, and he golfs this one. This one's going to stay in the infield. Rothman trying it himself, but he's called off by Sawada, who makes the catch. Two outs to start the inning. And now up, the left fielder, number 10, Dasan Mosley Santos. Swung on and missed, strike 1. This pitch misses outside, ball 1. This one comes in high for ball 2. I can put my scoreboard in right. I know I can. 2-1 the count. This one misses low and away, ball 3. Rothman really likes to paint all over the zone, particularly he likes the outside and the low end. And, you know, sometimes that works. A lot of times so far today it's worked, but sometimes just gets him in these hitters counts here, as that one's going to drop in low for ball 4. So a base runner here with 2 down. And up comes the catcher, number 13, Jiamong Wong. First pitch, he's got contact, sends out to left, and that's going to drop. We got our first ball to the outfield off the bat of Jiamong. Not sure if it's pronounced Wang or Wong. Again, if there are any fans that know the correct pronunciation of names, please let me know in the live chat. But either way, runners at first and second, 2 down, and up comes the second baseman, number 3, Joe Schifferdecker. Strike 1. Potential late rally here in the second inning for Cambridge, as this one misses high for ball 1. Might have been a bit outside. This pitch is skied up. Looks like it's going to be in foul territory. They got multiple guys chasing it. Dialchin Erickson just barely adjusts to make the catch. So that ends the top of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 guys left on base. As we head into the bottom half, just like for Cambridge, it'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Brookline. That is Rothman, Siegel, and Engelman. Van Bever back on the mound for Cambridge as he gets ready to face his on-the-mound counterpart from Brookline, Eli Rothman. Rothman, the only member of Brookline's starting lineup today who did not see the plate yesterday. He did see the field briefly. He came in as a defensive substitution in the 7th inning when first baseman Connor Jernigan took over on the mound for the starter Jack Martell. First pitch to Rothman comes into the high corner for strike one. Rothman this season, through 4 appearances and 3 starts, he is batting 2 for 7 with 2 strikeouts and an RBI. This pitch is sliced to the backstop for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. He makes contact. It's dribbler up the middle, but it's tracked down by second baseman. Schifferdecker throws to first for out number 1. Just not enough force behind that hit to sneak its way through to center field. And so that'll be out number 1. Now up the right fielder, number 20, Harrison Siegel. First pitch, and he makes hard contact, but it's foul down the third baseline. Siegel yesterday, he went 0 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, and an RBI. The 0-1 misses high for ball 1. Siegel for the season, he has gone 2 for 7 with a walk, a steal, 3 strikeouts, and 2 RBI. 1-1 pitch comes in high once again for ball 2. This game marks Siegel's 4th appearance, but just his 3rd start out of those 4 games. 2-1 pitch, and he slices this one foul. Count moves to 2-2. Van Bever with the 2-2. Comes in high, ball 3. Payoff pitch. He gets contact, sends out to the outfield, but it's right at the center fielder, and so that's going to be an easy catch. It was good contact, just bad direction. As he flies out straight to Emmett Wiley. Now at the plate for Brookline, the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. Engelman still looking for his first hit of the season. Through 4 starts, he is 0 for 9 with 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 runs scored. The 1-0 comes in high for ball 2. Yesterday, Engelman's batting line was 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. He makes contact, and it's over the shortstop. There's that first hit of the year for Engelman. Boy, ask and it shall be received. Good, solid contact from Engelman there, right where it needed to be. And now up to the plate is the catcher, number 22, Ben Doctoroff. Engelman leads, he takes off. Ball is high for ball one. Engelman slides ahead first. A bit awkward on the slide, but he does get the steal. One-zero pitch. Doctoroff pops it up. It's into shallow left. The shortstop is under it and makes the grab to end the inning. Through two, we are still scoreless here at Warren Field, 0-0. Though not for lack of opportunity, as both teams have gotten a runner to second base in every inning so far. Rothman back on the mound for his third inning of work. And he will be facing the top of the lineup for Cambridge, Ballou, Christie, and Targoff. Thank you.
It's amazing what you've got going.
Thanks.
Are you live? Sorry.
You're good. All right, the warm-ups end, and we are ready to start the top of the third inning. Leading off will be the right fielder, number 14, Jaden Ballou. First pitch, and he smacks it through the gap for a single. So one pitch and one man on base. As now coming up, the designated hitter, number 2, Dante Christie. His last time up, he got an infield single and stole second before being stranded. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Ballou takes a lead off from first, and he takes off. And there's contact on the play. Oh, and it was perfect. That drops in because of the hit and run. Dielch and Erickson was out of position trying to cover the bag. So no fielding errors on that one, just almost kind of a forced mistake due to some really good luck on the hit and run. Runners on first and second now with nobody out. First pitch is skied up to the outfield. Siegel is on his horse. He goes back and he's got it. Ballou tags and runs down to third, and that's going to put runners on the corners with one out after the fly out to right by Targoff. So one out, and up comes number 15, Emmett Wiley. Wiley, his last time up, he struck out to end the first inning, stranding stranding Christie at second. Now Christie is at first with Ballou at third and just one out here in the top of third inning. Rothman's pitch, Christie goes. There's contact on the hit and run. It's through the gap. Cambridge is on the board first as Siegel picks up the ball and just slowly brings it back to the infield as the hit and run puts runners back on the corners and a run on the board for the Falcons. What the heck? That was weird, a misinput there. As we got a quick meeting at the mound. So it'll still be runners at first and third. Cambridge now with a 1-0 lead following the RBI single by Emmett Wiley. And now stepping up to the plate with runners on the corners and one out, the first baseman, number 6, Gerald Banks. First pitch, hard contact, grounder to third. Engelman throws for home. Doktorov's caught it. He's going to try and get him in the rundown. Throws back to third. Did they make the tag? No, they didn't. They missed the tag. Oh, disaster for Brookline. It looked like they were going to get the lead runner, and instead they get nobody. What's going on? Did my internet just cut out? Now up is the third baseman, John Kim. First pitch of him is high for ball 1. Okay, connection still looks good. Don't know what is happening. But it's a 1-0 count. Now Kim pops this one up. It's in foul territory and it's out of play. Okay, looks like whatever that fluctuation was on my connection, it's sorted itself out. So a brief scare for me, but I'm sure you guys didn't see any of it. 1-1, the count to Kim. Bases loaded, one out. Pitch, and he gulps this one into shallow left. This might be a no man's land. Dialchin Erickson comes back and makes the grab. That one had potential, but needed to be a little farther out. Probably needed to drop a little bit quicker. So instead, that'll be out number 2. Bases still loaded, and up comes Dasan Mosley Santos. First pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Bases loaded, 2 down. Rothman trying to get out of the jam with minimal damage. Cambridge does have the 1-0 lead. The 0-1. There's contact. That's into left. That's going to bring in at least 1. It's probably going to bring in 2. It's a long chase out in left field for Villa, and that's going to be a double down the left field line for Mosley Santos. And that's going to bring in both Christie and Wiley. So with 2 runs in, that makes it a 3-0 lead for the Falcons. We got another meeting at the mound. Head coach Brendan O'Connor coming out to talk to Rothman, try and settle him down on that one. Runners at second and third. And now up is Jimong Wang. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. I mean, Rothman's gotten off to a good start with a lot of these last 2 at-bats, but a lot of them have just not ended well. This pitch is in the dirt. It's blocked by Doktorov, so no runner coming in. That'll simply be 1-1. This pitch is low and away for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch in there for strike 2. That pitch is low and away, ball 3. Payoff pitch. He makes contact into center. That's going to drop. That's going to bring in at least one, and they're going to hold the second runner. But that'll be another RBI hit. Cambridge finding their rhythm here in the top of the 3rd. And now with another meeting at the mound, this might be the end of the day, and it will be the end of the day for Eli Rothman here in the top of the 3rd. He goes 2 2/3 innings. And, you know, hindsight is 20/20, but looking back, you look at that play between 3rd and home, and you just wonder if they'd managed to run down Christie, or even if they'd gone for the force play, and then Kim pops up to short on the next at bat, the inning's over, and they only score 1 run. I mean, if you go for the force, it would be 2 runs because, you know, Christie would come home. But if they managed to get that run down, they'd be out of the inning with just 1 run allowed. But, you know, that's living in the past. Right now in the present, we've got a new pitcher for Brookline, and that is number 8, Nady Kessler. It'll be runners at the corners as he prepares to face the second baseman, number 3, Joe Schifferdecker. Yeah, this was just an inning where the hitters just really just kind of figured Rothman out. A single to left, a single to center, in part assisted by the hit and run, as that would have been out number 1 if not for the hit and run. A fly out to right, advancing a runner to 3rd, putting runners on the corners. Then a single through the right gap brought in the first run, put runners back on the corners. Then a grounder to 3rd, which could have been out number 2, but Christie won the pickle and got back to 3rd safely. Kim pops out to short, and then the bat really started going. Mosley Santos a double down the left field line, and then Wang a single to center. Those 2 hits collectively brought in 3 more runs, as Cambridge has now opened up a 4-0 lead. So 2 inherited runners for Kessler. That will be credited to Rothman should they score. Pitch comes in low for ball 1, and I saw in the live chat that my audio is off. Is it still off? Because I thought I heard something weird earlier, and I thought I fixed it, but if it's still off, let me know, as that pitch comes in for strike 1. 1-1, count to Schifferdecker. Pitch, runner takes off for second. Strike 2, throw down to second, and they caught him at second. Doctoroff guns him down, and that will put an end to the damage. We end the top of the 3rd with a very different score than when we started. Four nothing the Cambridge Rindge lead now after a big rally there. 3 runs scored with 2 outs. As we get ready for the bottom of the third, it will be the 9-1-2 hitters for Brookline: Kravitz, Sawada, and Dialchand Erickson. My audio is on, it just sounds different. My voice is a bit deeper and some of the audio speeds up at times. I have no idea what to make of that. I mean, in terms of the voice being deeper, that might just be a result of, where the mic is placed relative to my mouth, but the audio is speeding up at times. I have no idea. I am at a complete loss on that one. But regardless, it's time for the bottom of the third inning. Leading off for Brookline will be the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. First pitch. Catches the high corner for strike 1. Kravitz tried his signature crouch move, but the ump wasn't giving it to him. 0-1 the count. This pitch, he's got contact. It's sailing out to right. It's being tracked out and right and caught. Baloo tracks that one out in right field. So 1 down. And up comes the leadoff hitter and second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada, his last time up, he grounded out to second. Back in the bottom of the first. Now the pitch comes in outside, ball 1. It is now Brookline's second time through the lineup against Owen Van Bever. We saw what Cambridge was able to do with their second time through the lineup against Rothman, but here it's just a high bouncer to first, and Banks will take it himself. Two down quick, and now up comes the shortstop, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. And what's going on here? Some sort of discrepancy with the bat, maybe? I am so confused. Or, oh, maybe a problem with his jewelry? It looks like they're having him take some chains off from around his neck. Is that what's happening? About a full octave lower than usual on my voice. What the frick? That is so strange. The pitch comes in outside to Dialchand Erickson for ball 1. It is a weird day for the technological side of things, as that pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. The 1-1 pitch. And this one is skied out deep to right. Baloo on his horse, and he's tracked it out and right for out number 3. Brookline goes down in order, and we are 3 innings in. The score, Cambridge 4, Brookline 0. I'm going to take this break between innings, try and mess around with my mic, see what's going on here. Test. Testing 1, 2, 3. I mean, it sounds normal on my end. But I mean, I don't know, maybe unplugging and replugging it will help? That's just weird. I mean, I really don't know what to make of that, and unfortunately, you guys are probably a couple minutes behind where I am, so it's going to be a couple minutes before I find out if this had any effect at all. But anyway, it will be the 9-1-2 hitters in the top of the fourth for Cambridge. Schifferdecker returns to the plate as he didn't get to finish last time as Wang got thrown out at second. Anyway, back up to the plate is Schifferdecker. First pitch from Kessler skips in the dirt for ball 1. Kessler's last pitching appearance was also in that Wellesley game. He went 1 2/3 innings, giving up 1 unearned run on 1 hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. This pitch is skied out deep to left. Villa's on his horse, tracks it, and catches it. We've seen a lot of balls launched to the outfield today, but a lot of them have gone within the outfielder's range. So it'll be 1 out as we cycle back around to the top of the lineup for the Falcons with the right fielder, Jaden Ballou. First pitch in there for a strike. Last time up, Ballou got a single to left and later came in to score. That one is high and inside for ball 1. And this one is smacked out to left, and that's going to be another single for Ballou. Now up is the designated hitter, number 2, Dante Christie. First pitch, and he gets good contact, but it's right at the Alchin Derrickson. He's going to go for the double play, and he missed. So that's 2 down. They couldn't quite turn the double play. In part, I think, because, you know, where the ball was coming was right near where Ballou was sliding back in. But they're not going to call any kind of interference on a play like that. Now Ballou taking off on the first pitch, and it's skied out to center. Kravitz is tracking it. He's under it, and he's got the catch for out number 3. So a lot of big contact from Cambridge there on top of the 4th. But ultimately, doesn't get them further than first base. As we get ready for the bottom of the 4th, Van Bever comes back out onto the mound. He'll be facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters for Brookline. That will be Villa, Jernigan, and Kessler. And it looks like the audio is just being weird today. I don't know what's happened. I'll have to take a listen to it after I get home today. Try and figure out what on earth. But, I'll have a few days to solve this after this game is over, as most teams are going to be going on break. Brookline baseball, at least, is not going to be back in action until next Wednesday. But in the meantime, we're staying in the moment as things now getting a little lighter, clouds accumulating and then breaking here and there. Definitely not the sunniest of days out here at Warren Field. It's cloudier, it's a little chillier. But coming up the plate to start the bottom of the fourth is number 7, Daniel Villa. And he skies the first pitch he sees out to center, but that's going to be easily tracked for out number 1. Wiley makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Now up comes Connor Jernigan. First pitch comes in low and inside for ball 1. Jernigan, his last time up, he popped out to first and ran into the first baseman in a weird runner interference play in order to end the first inning. As his next pitch comes in low and away for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch misses outside, ball 3. Now the 3-0 pitch is down Broadway for strike 1. Now the 3-1 pitch, good contact, and that's going to drop in center field for a single. So with 1 out, Brookline now has a runner at first, as now up comes the relief pitcher, number 8, Nady Kessler. First pitch, and he makes contact but sends it foul down the third base line. Kessler, as a hitter this season, has gone 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. This marks the 4th game he's played, but he's only started 1 of the 4 games in which he's appeared. Jernigan leading off first. And for the pitch, and he slices this one. This one's going to stay in the infield. And it's caught by Schifferdecker. Bunch of players congregating around the same area. But ultimately, it just ends up as a pop-out. Now up is number 20, Harrison Siegel. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. Siegel, his last time up, he flew out to center in the 2nd inning. Pitch, and this one's a hard grounder, and that's through the left gap. Clean hit for Harrison Siegel, puts 2 runners on with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Now up is the 3rd baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. Pitch, swing and a miss, and it seems to have, and I think they're going to call it a foul. I think they're going to say he got a piece of it. as that one went off of the umpire. Hopefully he is okay. Engelman, his last time up, he got a 2-out single to left and stole second, but was stranded there in the second inning. That was his first hit of the season. And if he can get his second hit of the season here, that could be big for Brookline, could potentially get them on the board. And it looks like Brookline is bringing in a pinch runner to replace Jernigan. And that'll be number 16, Jake Levin. The 0-1 pitch in there for strike two. Engelman in the hole early here at 0-2. Oh, 0-2 pitch, and he slices it with the defensive swing, and it's tracked by Banks for out number 3. Brookline leaves 2 runners stranded there in the 4th. And through 4, the score, Cambridge 4, Brookline 0. As we head into this break between the 4th and 5th innings, I'm happy to tell you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts. Harvest Wealth Management is a full-service financial planning firm. They specialize in helping families with college-bound children maximize their financial aid and utilize other tax-driven strategies to reduce college costs. Harvest Wealth Management believes it is not about saving more for college, but paying less. So don't stress. Call Oliver Shawley at Harvest Wealth Management, 781-902-0981, and ask for a complimentary meeting. Or go online at harvestwm.com to find out more. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, I just tried a different unplug and replug. We'll see if that helps anything audio-wise. I mean, I'm not sure what else to do. But in the meantime, remember, if you want to see the information about our paying sponsor, Harvest Wealth Management, just look down in the description section below. I know you guys aren't exactly sitting there with a pad and paper to write down the phone number as I say it out loud. So you can find it in the description section down below. And of course, if you know of any local businesses that might be interested in sponsoring these broadcasts, you can give them my email address from the bottom right corner of your screen, jgms88@gmail.com. First pitch from Kessler to Wiley, and Wiley pops it up foul down the left field line. Villa on his horse, slides and catches! Pancho Villa with the hustle play to start the top of the 5th inning. So now with 1 out, up comes the first baseman, number 6, Gerald Banks. And he slugs this one deep out to left. Villa's on his horse, but he's not going to catch it, and that is at the wall. Villa rifles it back in as Banks stands at second with a double. And, okay, seems like I fixed the audio. When all else fails, just try unplugging and replugging everything. Runner on second, 1 out. Up comes John Kim, and the first pitch is outside for ball 1. And Kessler tries to turn around and check on Banks, but he goes back to second easily. We've seen a number of rockets launched off the bats from both sides today. As this one is launched out of play and over my head for strike one to Kim. So I don't know if it's just the bats are going today or if there's something in the atmosphere, there's something that the pitchers are doing different. Who knows? 1-1 pitch. It skips in low, and Banks is going to take off. Doctoroff throws down to third, misses. It goes into the outfield, but Banks stays at third. I find a hard time scoring that as anything other than a stolen base. I mean, yeah, you could potentially call it a wild pitch because it skipped in and Doctoroff had to block it. But still. 2-1 pitch. It's a hard grounder. Bounces over Engelman's head. The weird hop results in a single, and Banks comes in to score run number 5. You know, that's just part of why playing the hot corner is so difficult. Is because sometimes the infield grass just says, oh, you think the ball's going this way? No, it isn't. That first pitch comes in high for ball 1. John Kim stands at first with Dasan Mosley-Santos at the plate. Mosley-Santos launched a double down the left field line his last time up, as this one comes in low for ball 2. This pitch is cracked out to left center. Villa on his horse, and he gets under it for out number 2. Villa being kept busy out in left field today. And he's been doing a strong job defensively, as he tracks that one for out number 2. Now at the plate is number 13, Jiamong Wang. This pitch comes in low for ball 1. Wang, his last time up, he got an RBI single to center, but was later caught stealing second. He now faces a 1-0 count with 2 outs and a runner at first. This pitch is outside for ball 2. I mean, it's tough when the batters are slugging it the way the Cambridge hitters are today, because then the pitcher starts feeling like they got to get tricky about everything, and they just start pitching around the zone, as that one catches the corner for strike 1. The 2-1 pitch, and he fouls that one off his foot for strike 2. Kessler sets. The 2-2 pitch comes in high, and Doctoroff lost it for a second, but not long enough for Kim to take second base. It'll simply be a full count. And a throw back to first, and if it wasn't low, there might have been a chance, but Kessler a little too overeager on that throw, and he ends up throwing it into the dirt. Good reaction by Jernigan to not let it skip past him. Kessler checks on Kim again at first. Now the payoff pitch. Kim takes off, and it's sliced to the backstop. Count remains full. And yeah, full count, 2 outs. I mean, Kim's running as soon as Kessler goes into his windup. If he were a lefty like Van Bever, then he'd have to hesitate just a little bit. As this one comes in high for ball 4. Wang draws the walk and trots down to first. 2 runners on, and up comes the second baseman, number 3, Joe Schifferdecker. First pitch misses low for ball 1. One 0 pitch, and that's a grounder foul down the third base line. Kessler checks the lead runner and delivers, and this one is sliced foul over the backstop for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Big strikeout for Kessler to get out of the jam. So that ends the top of the 5th inning. Kessler able to hold them to 1 run, but Cambridge does extend the lead to 5-0. As we get ready for the bottom of the 5th, Brookline will be sending out its 8-9-1 hitters, Doctoroff, Kravitz, and Sawada. Special thanks to my guys in the live chat, Yuli Burstein, Jedi Pete, and Jeffrey Melton, for helping me to work through the audio issues that we had there for a little bit. Hopefully that problem doesn't surface again later. All the warm-ups are done. Now coming up to the plate for Brookline, the catcher, number 22, Ben Doctoroff. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Doctoroff, his last time up, he popped out to the shortstop to end the 2nd inning. This one comes in high for ball 1. This one also comes in high for ball 2. Coming into this game, Doctoroff had made 2 appearances with 1 start and was 0 for 3 at the plate with a walk and a run scored. Now the 2-1 pitch skips in the dirt for ball 3. The 3-1 pitch, and there's contact, but it's foul down the third base line. Payoff pitch comes in high, and that'll be ball 4. So Brookline leads off with a base runner. Solid start, and now coming up, the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Last time up, Kravitz flew out to right. Doctoroff, a big leadoff from first, as that first pitch comes in low for ball 1. Doctoroff has got to be careful there. He's leading off. He's leading off the bag against a southpaw pitcher. The pickoff move to first is going to be a lot easier for Van Bever. 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. Doctoroff started to bolt for second, but then came back. Two and 0 the count. And Doctoroff starts to take off, but then comes back as that one hits the low corner for strike 1. It's almost like Doctoroff is just trying to get in their heads at this point. Two 1 pitch. Kravitz has contact. That's going into left for a single. Kravitz has been making really nice contact on the ball all day. A lot of players have. Maybe hitters on both sides are just starting to find their groove or something. Again, I don't know, but they're hitting the ball harder than I've seen in a lot of the other games coming up to this point. Brookline with runners on first and second and nobody out as they cycle to the top of the order with number 5, Keenan Sawada. He shows bunt, lays down the bunt down the third base line. Van Bever picks it up, throws to first, misses wildly. And that skips past me. And out of play. And so they're going to call that one out of play. Apologies for the weird camera move. I didn't want to interfere with play at all. But that is going to bring in a run for Brookline. And it looks like there's going to be a meeting at the mound. So everyone advances. First, everyone reached safe on what I would score as a bunt single for Sawada. And then everyone advances an extra base on a throwing error by Van Bever. So Brookline now on the board. They make it 5-1. And now James Dialchand Erickson at the plate. So Sawada, in my book, does get a hit, but doesn't get an RBI on that one. Second and third, nobody out. Pitch to Dialchand Erickson, misses outside for ball 1. Van Bever checks on Sawada at second and fires. Dialchand Erickson, some hard contact. That's going to go through the gap. 1 run is in. Kravitz comes in to score. Sawada holds at third. James Dialchand Erickson, his second straight game with an RBI. As Kravitz scores run number 2 for the Warriors. Now at the plate, the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. Still nobody out. Runners at the corners now. Dialchand Erickson takes off on the first pitch. It's a grounder over to third. It's thrown to first. Villa is out, but the runner does come in. So Sawada scores on the play. And a runner now on second. And up comes the cleanup hitter, Connor Jernigan. First pitch. Jernigan skies this one out to left. The left fielder's not going to get it. Dialchand Erickson now taking off. He wasn't sure. Jernigan's running down to second. Dialchand Erickson coming around third. This might be a close play at the plate. No, it isn't. He slides in safely. Connor Jernigan with the missile. The Brookline offense exploding. They have all but erased the 5-run deficit they faced coming into this inning. The tying run now in scoring position. And up comes the relief pitcher hoping to add to his cause. This is Nady Kessler. Van Bever remains on the mound. 1 out, runner at second. Pitch in there for strike 1. The 0-1 misses just high for ball 1. Kessler, his last time up, he popped out to second. Now the 1-1 is sliced foul, and it's going to go out of play. One and two, the count to Kessler. 1 out, tying run at second. Pitch. Misses outside, ball 2. And a brief stoppage as a kid's soccer ball had gone into the field in right field. They kick that one out, and now we're ready to get back in the action. 2-2 the count. Pitch. And he skies this one into right. Ballou coming in, making the grab, and Jernigan is going to hold at second. Two outs now. And now up to the plate will be number 20, Harrison Siegel. Pitch. Misses high and outside for ball 1. Pitch, and Siegel slices it foul for strike 1. Siegel, his last time up, he hit a single through the left gap, but was ultimately stranded at first back in the 4th inning. Before that, he flew out to center in the 2nd. Pitch, and he chops this one. Is this going to drop? It's in fair territory! Jernigan's coming around. This ball game will be tied. Siegel slides into second with the game-tying double. Brookline had 1 double to their name all season. This inning, they've had 2 in the last 3 batters. Now the go-ahead run at second for Engelman. First pitch was ball 1. 1-0 pitch, misses outside, ball 2. Engelman, his last time up, he popped out to first to end the 4th inning. Now a big chance for Engelman. Pitch comes in high for ball 3. Engelman got his first hit of the season earlier this very game. Can he make something happen here? Siegel leading off from second. The 3-0 pitch misses outside, ball 4. And it looks like they are going to make a pitching change here, as Brookline has now batted around here in the 5th inning. What an inning for the Warriors. What a comeback. They were down 5-0 coming in. Now we're all squared at 5 apiece. Cambridge brings in another southpaw with number 15, Emmett Wiley. And it looks like for Cambridge, replacing Wiley out in center will be number 8, Henry Carter. So the batting order won't change for Cambridge, as Van Bever wasn't in the batting order, but a slight defensive change. Well, first one big one on the mound as Emmett Wiley comes on to relieve Van Bever. And then replacing Wiley out in center will be number 8, Henry Carter. But boy, what an inning this has been. Ben Doctoroff, who is now getting ready to come to the plate, he led this inning off with a walk. Ryan Kravitz smacked a single out to left to put runners at first and second. Keenan Sawada laid down a beautiful bunt down the third base line for what I would score as a bunt single, but then a throwing error by the pitcher allowed all runners to advance. It brought Doctoroff home and put runners on second and third. James Yelchin Erickson sends one through the left gap, brings in Kravitz. Daniel Villa grounds out to third to bring in Sawada and advance Yelchin Erickson to second. Then Connor Jernigan with a double just beyond the glove of the left fielder to bring in Yelchin Erickson and make it a one-run game. After a flyout to right by Kessler, Harrison Siegel comes up with 2 outs and bloops a double. I think I got my camera in place. I think you guys saw it. It was right inside the foul line. Just barely in fair territory and perfectly placed for not only Jernigan to score from second, but also for Siegel to get down to second himself with the game-tying double. Engelman drew a walk, and now here we are back with Doctoroff at the plate for the second time this inning, and he'll be facing a new pitcher. There's some kind of meeting between Wiley and the officials going on right now. I think something in reference to the bandage that he's either taking off or putting back on his arm. I don't know. Boy, how can you not love high school baseball? I mean, yes, sometimes you get games between programs that really just aren't on the same level, but then sometimes you get exciting stuff like this. And I mean, right after that thrilling Weymouth game yesterday, we're getting spoiled this week, folks. I mean, I'm not complaining, but we are being spoiled rotten. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And I think this is a pinch hitter. I think this might be Martell. The pitch from Wiley catches the inside corner for strike 1. Yeah, I think this is number 6, Jack Martell, pinch hitting for Doctoroff. Pitch comes in high for ball 1. Yeah, no, this is number 6, Jack Martell, pinch hitting for Ben Doctoroff. Wiley checks the lead runner a couple times and delivers. That one comes inside for ball 2. An interesting choice. Those of you who have followed my streams, you know Martell has the ability to hit, but he has gotten off to a cold start this season. 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts. This pitch big, swing and a miss for strike 2. Two and two, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Game tied here in the bottom of the 5th. Wiley sets, checks the runner, and fires. Big swing and a miss, and that is going to end the inning. We've got an exciting one now after an inning like that. All tied up at 5 apiece. I hope you guys are excited because I know I sure am. And at this time, during this break between the 5th and 6th innings, I'm going to make our once a game local charity shout out. I'm going to tell you a little about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number, unfortunately, has not gone back down. Since March of 2020, the food pantry has served an average of 650 to 700 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. The Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight to end hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether that be through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and on Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Visit brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. First pitch of the inning is sliced foul and out of play. Got through the read just in time for the start of the 6th inning. At the plate is number 14, Jaden Ballou. It's the 1-2-3 hitters facing off against Kessler as Kessler returns to the mound for another inning of work. And this is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Kessler's been doing a very solid job. I mean, he came in the 3rd. He's gone 2 1/3 innings of relief work, giving up 1 earned run. As this one is sliced into foul territory, Ballou stays alive. Kessler, another 0-2 pitch. This one comes in low and away for ball 1. Remember, as always, you can find more information about our local charity spotlight and our paying sponsor, both in the description section down below. 1-2 pitch. A hesitation swing is sent foul. And it looks like even with the pinch hitter, they're able to keep Doctor off behind the backstop. Or, well, in front of the backstop behind the plate. Silly me mixing up my phrasings. 1-2 remains the count to Ballou. Pitch from Kessler. Hits a hard grounder. It's fielded by Jernigan. Tosses it to Kessler for out number 1. So the 3-1 ground out makes out number 1, as now coming up is number 2, Dante Christie. This one comes inside for ball 1. This one comes in low for ball 2. And what the heck? Christie had to get up and leave the box for something. The umpire being real stickler about something today. I mean, you remember we had Dielch and Erickson have to step out of the box to, I think, remove some jewelry, as now Christie hits a hard grounder, fielded well by Sawada, thrown to first, and that's out number 2. So now up with 2 outs, nobody on, is Lou Targoff. This one comes in low for ball 1. This one inside, ball 2. And this one is smacked into the outfield, and Siegel is right. No, he dropped it! Targoff reaches on the E9. And now with 2 outs and a runner on first, up comes the relief pitcher, number 15, Emmett Wiley. For a brief second, Brookline had the 1-2-3 inning, but that ball just went in and out of Siegel's glove. Runner taking off immediately. It's a high ball 1, and it just gets away as Targoff successfully steals second. And it looks like Targoff might have hurt his leg. Targoff hobbling around. I mean, that was an uncomfortable looking steal as the ball came in right as he was sliding. I mean, the ball might have hit him. Targoff still looking kind of hobbled, but play is continuing. Pitch to Wiley. He hits a slow dribbler to first, and it's juggled by Jernigan. Oh, the ball was dead. They called a balk on Kessler? So now a runner at third with 2 down. This could spell disaster for Brookline if they can't get past Wiley here. That one's in there for strike 1. 1-1. I can't believe Targoff is still out there on the bases. I mean, he was like limping to third. He still looks like he's kind of limping. This one, he gets a piece of it, sends it foul for strike 2. Kessler sets the pitch. And this one's a grounder, fielded cleanly by Jernigan, and he's going to take it himself for out number 3. Cambridge threatens late in the inning, but they leave a runner stranded at third. As we get ready for the bottom of the 6th, we are still tied at 5 apiece. And this is where you start to worry about the potential weather forecast. I mean, there is rain in the forecast for around 6 or 7 o'clock, and it's about 6 o'clock now. And, I mean, the skies have been cloudy all game. So, I mean, the game's gone on long enough to be official, but nobody's winning. Like, if the game were to get rained out, then whoever's in the lead at that point would win the game. You know, assuming that they had played a full inning or something like that. But right now, nobody's leading. So this could turn into a very interesting situation. Due up in the bottom of the 6th for Brookline will be the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Kravitz, Sawada, and Dialchand Erickson. Wiley returns to the mound for another inning of relief work after he came on in the 5th to replace the starter, Owen Van Bever. So both starting pitchers, because the game is tied, both starting pitchers end up with a no decision here. There are no winning or losing pitchers yet. Just a result yet to be determined. Ryan Kravitz now at the plate for Brookline to lead off. First pitch from Wiley skips in the dirt for ball 1. Kravitz, his last time up, last inning, he hit a single to left. The first of a number of hits for Brookline in that explosive inning. And Kravitz would come in to score the second of 5 runs for the Warriors in that inning. The 1-0 in there for strike 1. One pitch, strike 2. Kravitz has not swung at any pitches yet. He faces a 1-2 count. Pitch, he swings at this one. Hard grounder over to second. Fielded cleanly by Schifferdecker and thrown to first for out number 1. So with 1 out and nobody on, we cycle back to the top of the order for Brookline with number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, skips in the dirt again, ball 1. Sawada last inning, he got a bunt single plus a 1-base error on a throwing error by Van Bever. That brought in the first run of that inning, and Sawada would later come in to score, as that one will be strike 1. I'm getting deja vu to Kravitz's at bat. A ball in the dirt, and then a taken strike. 1-1, the count to Sawada. Pitch, and he slices this one foul over the backstop. One and two, the count to Sawada. Wiley delivers, comes in high, ball 2. Two-two pitch, and that one is fouled to the backstop. Sawada just got a piece of it. That one's in there for strike 3. He catches Sawada staring, and that'll be out number 2. Two down, bases empty, and up comes the shortstop, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. Dialchand Erickson got an RBI single through the left gap his last time up and later came in to score. First pitch, he hits a grounder. It's over to the shortstop, picked up, thrown to first, it's high! And so Dialchand Erickson reaches on the error. The shortstop was kind of taking his time on the throw, and he might have potentially made it anyway, but I'm going to score that as reaching on an E6. Because one way or another, that should have been an out. Now up at the plate is number 7, Daniel Villa. First pitch comes in inside. A delayed steal from Dialchand Erickson, using those wheels to get down to second easily. That pitch came in low, and Dialchand Erickson took off sprinting. So now the go-ahead run in scoring position. A 1-0 count to Villa. 2 down. The pitch catches the inside corner for strike one. The 1-1 pitch, and he pops this one into right. Ballou is coming in, and he's got it. Brookline leaves a runner stranded at second. And through 6, we are tied at 5 apiece. At this juncture, between the 6th and 7th inning, as we get ready for the last inning of regulation, I am once again happy to tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts. Harvest Wealth Management is a full-service financial planning firm. They specialize in helping families with college-bound children maximize their financial aid and utilize other tax-driven strategies to reduce college costs. For many families in the middle class today, it is impossible to save enough for their children's college education. But Harvest Wealth Management believes it is not about saving more for college, but paying less. They can design a customized college funding strategy for your child and lead you through the financial aid process, which can be confusing and where mistakes can be costly. So don't stress. Call Oliver Shawley at Harvest Wealth Management, 781-902-0981, and ask for a complimentary meeting. Or go online at harvestwm.com to learn more. Once again, 781-902-0981, or go online at harvestwm.com. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. So as we start the 7th inning, Kessler back on the mound. And the first pitch is shot out to left by Banks, and Villa couldn't haul it in. Kravitz is trying to chase it down and throw down to second. It's going to be a close play. He's safe. Villa almost had another web gem, but instead the go-ahead run is now in scoring position for the Falcons. I feel like you just can't mark that as an error, as that wasn't an easy play to make. But now with a runner on second, up comes John Kim. First pitch is outside for ball one. Nady Kessler has been doing such a great job in relief today. Just one earned run through 3 1/3 innings of work. Now a 2-0 count to Kim. Kessler the pitch. Big swing and a miss from Kim. That'll be strike one. And a slight stop for Doctoroff. He's going to be looked at by his coaches. I didn't quite see what happened there. But it looks like he might be hurt. Shaking out that right leg. Maybe the pitch hit him in the leg? Hard to say. 2-1 is the count to Kim. Nobody out. Runner at second. We're all tied here in the top of the 7th. Kessler sets and delivers. And there's good contact out to left, but Villa is right there to make the grab. So that'll be out number 1. Now coming up is number 10, Dasan Mosley Santos. His last time up, Mosley Santos flew out to left. But he's also had an RBI double as this first pitch comes in high. And they catch Banks between the bags for a second, but Banks does go back to second. Want to know the count to Mosley Santos. Pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 1. One pitch. That one comes in low for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner, strike 2. Good framing by Doctoroff to help his pitcher get that crucial second strike. 2-2 the count. Pitch. Gets him swinging in the dirt. And they have to throw him out at first, and Banks does take off for third on the dropped third strike. Now at the plate is Wang. First pitch inside, ball 1. Last time up, he drew a walk but was stranded. Go ahead run, 90 feet from the plate, and he pops this up to right. Siegel tracking it, and he's got it. Once again, Nady Kessler survives the jam and maintains the tie. We are going into the bottom of the 7th. This will either be a win for Brookline or they will go into extra innings. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for Brookline, Jernigan, Kessler, and Siegel. Remember, as always, if you are enjoying the broadcast, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. And if you got anything to say about this treat of a ball game, make your voices heard in the live chat, because this really has been a thriller. It's amazing because really each team has only had one big inning. And aside from that, the pitchers have been doing a really good job. You know, and credit to both relief pitchers, Nady Kessler and Emmett Wiley. Coming in, I've said it before and I'll say it again, coming in relief at the high school level is hard. You know, they don't have any relief specialists. You know, they don't even have pitching specialists. Players play multiple positions. That's just the way the game works at this level. So it's not like you're properly prepared physically or mentally to come in as a relief pitcher when you do. But credit to both guys. They've both done their teams very well so far. Connor Jernigan, the first at the plate for Brookline. Here comes the pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Jernigan, his last time up, he hit an RBI double to left and later came in to score the game-tying run. This one comes inside for ball 1. The 2-0 pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. Wiley sets. 2-1 pitch. Hard contact from Jernigan. It's tracked at short by Targoff. Throw to first is in time. A 6-3 ground out to start the inning. And now I think this is Rothman back at the plate. Pinch hitting for Kessler. First pitch is a strike. The 0-1 pitch comes in low for ball 1. This is such a zany roster move. Bringing in the starting pitcher that you'd already pulled from the game in as a pinch hitter. He slices this one foul. And it's out of play, strike 2. One and 2, the count to Rothman. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch. He's got contact. This one will drop in center field. The winning run is at first after the single by Rothman. Now up to the plate is number 20, Harrison Siegel. Siegel, his last time up, he hit that bloop double to shallow right to tie the game. Now this pitch comes in high for ball 1. Siegel's already given us quite a bit of excitement here in this game. Can he deliver some more? Pitch comes in high. Rothman is taking off, sliding in. They dropped it. He's safe. Again, a delayed takeoff on the steal. They almost had the tag, but Targoff couldn't get his glove on it cleanly. So it'll be a 2-0 count. The winning run is in scoring position. A base hit could end it. The pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 1. 2-1, the count to Siegel. He got the game-tying hit 2 innings ago. What's he going to do here? The 2-1. Another big swing and miss. Strike 2. 1 out, 2-2 count. Rothman, the potential winning run at second base here in the bottom of the 7th. And he steps off the mound to check on Rothman, but Rothman darts back. Wiley stares in. Checks the runner and fires. Oh, just inside for ball 3. You could hear the collective "oh" on that one, as that was a very close pitch. Full count, payoff pitch, and foul to the backstop. Siegel stays alive. Payoff pitch again, and he swings and misses. Big strikeout for Wiley. That's 2 outs now. Runner stays at second. And now, stepping to the plate is number 9, Charlie Engelman. First pitch is foul to the backstop for strike 1. Engelman, his last time up, he drew a walk. Oh and 1 is the count. Rothman still standing at second. Pitch, and he slices this one. This one's in the air, in foul territory. Banks is under it, and he's got the catch. We are going to extra innings here at Warren Field. Who would have thought? So both teams stranded the potential winning run in scoring position in the 7th inning. Really does feel like anything can happen at this stage. And we've got a new pitcher for Brookline. So Engelman taking over on the mound for Nady Kessler, while taking Engelman's position at third will be number 15, Leander Gosling. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for Cambridge, Schifferdecker, Ballou, and Christie. A stellar relief effort by Nady Kessler. Came on with 2 outs in the 3rd inning and threw 4 1/3 innings of relief, giving up just 1 earned run. Now Engelman on the mound. Now, those who follow my live streams, you know the nightmarish outing Engelman had on Monday at Framingham. And you might remember that I said Engelman is a better pitcher than what he showed that day. And that Brookline knew it, and he knew it. And now here is his chance to prove it. First to the plate will be the second baseman, number 3, Joe Schifferdecker. First pitch from Engelman. High and outside, ball 1. That one also just outside, ball 2. 2-0 pitch is also outside, ball 3. And it gets away from the catcher. Engelman exhibiting some similar struggles to Monday as a lot of his pitches are getting pulled. It's a 3-0 count to start to Schifferdecker. That one's in the zone for strike 1. The 3-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Engelman rebounding nicely so far. He's worked it to a full count. Payoff pitch. Catches the outside corner for strike 3. The boldness to go to the outside when he's been missing that pitch all the way dating back to Monday, and it gets him the strikeout. Now up is number 14, Jaden Ballou. Back to the top of the order. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. That one also just high for ball 2. That pitch also high for ball 3. Ballou, not necessarily the biggest strike zone. And Engelman is struggling against it. The 3-0 pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. We've seen him rebound from one 3-0 count for a strikeout. Can he do it again? The 3-1 pitch. Contact this time, and it gets past a diving Sawada into right. Rifle to first! He got him! Siegel with the cannon arm! He almost made one of those plays yesterday against Wellesley, but the ball was juggled at first. This time he gets it. The 9-3 force out. So 2 outs and nobody on, and it's Dante Christie at the plate. First pitch is in there for strike 1. When your fielders start making plays like that behind you, as a pitcher, that's got to get you pumped. 0-1 pitch, again, that inside corner, strike 2. Engelman having much better luck with that part of the plate here against the lefty hitter, Christie. The 0-2. That one's inside for ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. Engelman puts them down in order. We get ready to head to the bottom of the 8th inning. For Brookline, it's going to be the 8-9-1 hitters, Doktorov, Kravitz, and Sawada. This was the order they had coming up in that 5th inning where they rallied and put together 5 runs to put us at the score we are now. It'll be Wiley back on the mound for Cambridge. And he's been having a stellar relief outing of his own. Came on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th after Brookline had tied the game. Now, last time it was Doctorow's turn through the order, they had Jack Martell pinch hit for him. But now, in order to keep Doctorow at that catcher position, they've got to go back to Doctorow himself. First pitch from Wiley is a strike. So because it was a pinch hitter, this is actually Doctorow's first time facing Wiley. He's the last batter to be facing Wiley for the first time in Brookline's batting order, as this one comes in low for ball one. This pitch is inside for ball two. Doctorow started that fifth inning rally with a walk and later came in to score the team's first run of the inning on a throwing error off of Keenan Sawada's bunt single. Now facing a 2-1 count. This one comes in low for ball three. Now one missed pitch away from having a leadoff man on first. The 3-1 pitch. In there for strike two. Wiley's not going to make it that easy. Payoff pitch. Ball four. Huge start for Brookline. The game-winning run is on base with nobody out. Up comes the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Doctorow a big leadoff from first, and he's taking off on the first thing, and it's a wild pitch. That pitch came in high and went past Wang, and now the winning run is at second. Now this one comes in high for ball two. Wiley checks the runner and delivers. That one comes in low for ball three. Three and 0 is the count to Kravitz. Doctorow, the potential winning run at second, nobody out. And that's ball four, a 4-pitch walk to Kravitz. First and second, and it looks like Cambridge will indeed go to a relief pitcher here. Looks like the relief pitcher is going to be number 14, Jaden Ballou. So Wiley, a strong relief outing. But ultimately, he would be on the hook for the loss if either Doctorow or Kravitz comes in to score. With no outs and runners at first and second, due up is number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada, his last time up, he struck out in the bottom of the 6th. Before that, he had the bunt single in the bottom of the 5th that led to the first run off a throwing error. and he later came in to score that same inning. Before that, he grounded out to first unassisted in the bottom of the third and led off the game with a ground out to second in the bottom of the first. So 1 for 4 with a run scored is so far the batting line for Sawada. Now at the plate with a chance to potentially end it. First and second, nobody out. Corner infielders playing in. Sawada shows bunt, but bunts it foul off the backstop. A smart idea trying to advance the runners, but you can tell Cambridge is waiting for it. Below another pitch, he shows bunt and again fouls it to the backstop. Sawada down 0-2. And I think that might just eliminate the bunt option, because another foul bunt will mean a strikeout. 0-2 pitch, and he swings and fouls it to the backstop, swinging this time, so he stays alive at 0-2. Pitch comes in high, ball 1. One and two, the count to Sawada. Pitch, and he fouls it off the backstop again. Sawada continuing to battle against Ballou. Interestingly, Jaden Ballou, the first right-handed pitcher that Brookline is facing today, after Van Bever and Wiley were both southpaws. This pitch comes in high and outside for ball 2. Sawada is not making this easy. Pitch, and another foul off the backstop. He will not go down. Two-two pitch comes in high, ball 3. Sawada has battled his way from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count. Pitch. He makes contact. This is into the outfield. Oh, it was a late takeoff, but it skipped past the center fielder. Doctor off rounding third. Here he comes. Brookline wins. Keenan Sawada walks it off. The Warriors with back-to-back one-run wins. Unbelievable. It was a single to center. It dropped in shallow. It seemed like the runners were going to be at a disadvantage because of how shallow it dropped and how much Doctoroff was hesitating to go off second, but then the ball skipped past the center fielder. What a wild game this was. Brookline improves to 2-3 on the season, and how about this offensive turnaround for the Warriors? Through the first 3 games, they scored just 3 runs. Through these last 2, they've scored 14. If that doesn't sum up improvement, I don't know what does. Wow. Well, before I sum things up, first, thank you to everyone for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. It's been a pleasure to give you live coverage of this thrilling high school baseball contest. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. If you got something to say after the stream is over, feel free to say it in the comment section of the video below. And also check out below the video for the description section where you can find all the information you need about our paying sponsor for today, Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts, a financial planning firm specializing in helping families plan their finances for when their kids go to college. And you can also find information about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. Find out how you can help feed your community right here in Brookline. But with all that said, let's sum up this insane game. First inning, no score from either team. Both got a runner to second, but neither one could score. Second inning, more runners being stranded. First and second for Cambridge, and just a runner at second for Brookline, so still no score. The top of the third was where things started to get interesting. Cambridge put together a strong rally, in part thanks to some savvy base running by Dante Christie to stay alive when caught between third and home, allowing for a number of RBI hits, starting off with an RBI single by Emmett Wiley to score Jaden Ballou. A double down the left field line by Dasan Mosley Santos scored Dante Christie and Emmett Wiley. A single to center by Jiamong Wang scored Gerald Banks. And that was when Brookline pulled its starting pitcher Eli Rothman and brought in Nady Kessler to relieve. And that left the score at 4-0. Next few innings went by with no score. Then in the top of the fifth, Cambridge added a fifth run onto things. A double to left by Banks was then followed up with a single to left by John Kim to score Banks and make it 5-0. It seemed like Brookline was in a hole that maybe they just couldn't climb out of. But then in the bottom half of that fifth inning, they put a crazy rally together. The leadoff walk by Ben Doctoroff, single to left by Kravitz. Keenan Sawada, the bunt single that then brought in Doctoroff on a throwing error by the pitcher, put runners at second and third. James Dielchand-Erickson hits a single through the left gap to score Kravitz, make it 5-2. Daniel Villa, the RBI ground out to third to bring in Sawada, make it 5-3. Connor Jernigan, a double to left to score Dielchand-Erickson, make it 5-4. And then two batters later, Harrison Siegel with a two-out double to shallow right just inside the foul line to score Jernigan for the game-tying run. After that, it was Cambridge's starter, Owen Van Bever, who was pulled off the mound, replaced with Emmett Wiley. And the two relievers got to work. Both teams made threats here and there, but nobody could seem to get anywhere through 7 innings. They would need one more to end it. In the top of the eighth, Charlie Engelman was brought in relief, a bold decision after the rough outing he had against Framingham on Monday. But boy, did Engelman repay the faith his coaches had in him. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts, a brilliant play in right field by Harrison Siegel for a 9-3 force out. And Brookline came up in the bottom of the eighth with all the momentum. Another leadoff walk by Doctoroff. Another walk by Ryan Kravitz to make it first and second. They brought on Ballou to replace Wiley on the mound, but that didn't matter. Keenan Sawada, after battling to a full count, after fouling off 2 bunts to go 0-2, he battles his way to a full count and then takes the full count pitch into center field, where it skips past the center fielder, allowing Doctoroff to score the game-winning run. Final score through 8 innings, Brookline 6, Cambridge 5. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Warren Field. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.